Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be doing my own version of the vinyl tag for 2025 and also give you guys my vinyl record wrapped or recap from 2024. First of all, Happy New Year! It's a brand new year. If you have any new video ideas you want me to do for this year, leave them in the comments below. I usually participate in the vinyl tag every single year. Last year I did Rob Walker's version and I really liked his, but he's not doing it this year, so I did find a different one. This vinyl tag was made up by Pretty Green Vinyl Guy. That's his YouTube channel. The guy's name is Edwin, so I'll tag him in the video. So he came up with these questions and I picked my favorite ones to do. The second half of the video is going to be like a Spotify Wrapped but for my record collection. But first, let's do the vinyl tag. The first question is my best purchase of 2024. This album is Telos by Zedd. This was my favorite album of the year. I love Telos. It was Zedd's return to albums. He hasn't released an album in almost 10 years. This album is absolutely genius. It feels so fresh and creative, but still Zedd. There's music and styles and instruments from all around the world. I think I paid like $43 for it. This is the signed version. That's why it's also my best purchase of the year. I have been waiting years to get something signed by Zedd in my collection, and I was so excited he released signed copies, so of course I bought that. Did not even hesitate, just take my money. Next question is the best band from my home country. Obviously I'm American, so my home country is the United States of America, and I actually only have one American band in my record collection, so I kind of have to show them by default, but I really love this band. So I picked the band Camino. I'm pretty sure they're from Memphis, but now they're active in Nashville, Tennessee. I love this band so much. They're definitely my favorite American band, and this is their EP called Try Hard. It's my favorite project from them. I just love this EP so much, and it is on orange vinyl. I just think they're super talented. They're more like a pop rock indie alternative kind of band, so I think they're a super fun and creative band, and they are really great live too. Next is an artist that passed away who I miss dearly. Juice WRLD passed away in 2019. He is a rapper, if you don't know. This is my favorite album by his. It's called Death Race for Love. I think he's like super fun and interesting to watch. Like, he's an incredible freestyler and I just love how he raps. He actually just released, well, not him himself, but his team, they just released his latest posthumous album called The Party Never Ends. They still release his songs and put out more albums, like posthumous albums. I just wish he was still here alive doing his thing, you know? Next is the best live album in my collection. I think I only have one, and this is by 5 Seconds of Summer, the Meet You There tour live. They filmed and recorded one of their shows from the Meet You There tour. I believe this was from 2018. This record now is super rare and expensive. I've mentioned it multiple times, but if you don't know the story. Long story short, I bought this on eBay and it got lost in the mail for over 2 years, and I ended up getting it for free because I was issued a refund, and then 2 years later it ended up showing up finally. This live album is incredible. I did not see them on this tour. It's like I get to experience the concert in my room. Next is an album from the 80s that I still listen to. I picked Thriller for this one. I don't listen to it a ton, but every now and then I'll listen to it. Thriller is my favorite Michael Jackson album. It came out in 1982. Great record. It's a classic. It's iconic. I'm sure you guys know. Next question is my favorite record label, the actual label on the vinyl. So for this one, I chose an album by 5 Seconds of Summer. It's called Calm, but this one is really cool because it is a swirl. It's really trippy, kind of like hypnotizing in a way, but I think it's really clever how they went with that for this label. Just something a little different and unique in my collection, and I like it a lot, and I really love the pink color. Pink is one of my favorite colors. Next is an album with a run of 3 great singles. I picked Future Nostalgia by Dua Lipa. It's such a fun, dancey, poppy kind of album. It also mixes elements of like funk and disco and 80s. It's just a perfect album. I really love the singles that were picked. The lead single is Don't Start Now, and then Physical was a single and Break My Heart was a single after that. I love all of the singles that they picked for this album. Really every single song could have been a single. That's how good this album is, and I'll show you guys. It's on blue vinyl. Next up is a record store day purchase that you actually listen to. This is definitely the one that I listen to the most. These are the deluxe songs to Post Malone's album 12 Karat Toothache. This was from Record Store Day 2023. Whenever I play 12 Karat Toothache, I always at the end go and play these 2 extra bonus songs, Hateful and Waiting for Never. This next one was really interesting to think about. If I could be reincarnated as any musician, dead or alive, who would it be? I did pick Dua Lipa. This is her 3rd album. This one came out earlier this year. It's called Radical Optimism, and this one is on red vinyl. First of all, she's British, so I thought it would be fun and cool to have a different accent if I were her. I think she's a really great singer and also a really great dancer and performer, and she has an incredible stage presence. So I think it would be cool to be her and just live as Dua Lipa, you know, and she's always going on vacation, so I would love to go to the places that she goes to. Next up is an album that I never get tired of. I picked the album So Far So Good by the Chainsmokers. This is on a bone-colored vinyl. This is one of my favorite albums in my collection. I love it so much. There's enough variety in the album where I wouldn't get tired. It's all dance music, but some songs are more pop sounding, some are a little bit darker, some are kind of acoustic. This one I do play a lot, especially during the summer. The last vinyl tag question or prompt is my favorite vinyl community channels. There were two new channels that I discovered this year who I want to give a shout out to. The first one is Simply Lily. She has really good video ideas. She's very fun and entertaining to watch. I really like her editing style. She collects a lot of different variants and just a lot of fun pressing. She has a really wide music taste and it's cool to see like what she gets. The other person I want to shout out is Megan Wakefield. I think Megan is someone who's really fun to watch, very entertaining. She has a bit more of a chill, relaxed personality, kind of similar to mine, I think. And she's from the UK, so it's interesting to see how things are different for her over there. Like in terms of the shops that she goes to, the records she buys, record store day, like it's just interesting to see like what her experience is with record collecting in the UK. Now for the second half of the video, I'm going to be doing a vinyl record wrapped for 2024. So if you know the concept of a Spotify Wrapped, it's basically that, but for my record collection, a recap of my statistics from vinyl collecting in 2024. And this was not my idea. This was inspired by the YouTuber Simply Lily, who I mentioned previously. I'd also seen this concept on Instagram and TikTok. Let's talk about my total records collected, my total records added to my collection in 2024. I really hope I counted everything correctly. I really hope I didn't forget anything. I collected a total of 24 records in 2024. For me, I think it's pretty realistic. 12 of them were gifted to me and 12 of them I bought myself. I think it's crazy how the numbers split up like that. It was literally 50-50, but out of the ones that I bought myself, one of them is a delayed pre-order, so I don't actually have one of them yet. So that's why I made that a different color just to separate it. And then everything in pink is what I have in hand. 10 Days by Fred Again. The record was supposed to be released this year, but the pre-order got delayed and pushed back until January. So even though I paid for it in 2024, I don't have it yet in my hands. Let me know what you think about my year-end totals in the comments. I am trying to slow down on my record buying. I definitely had a way stricter budget this year when buying records. I'm proud of myself for that. I'm glad I stuck to it and I didn't go overboard. So here is the artist breakdown. This is separated by the different artists that I bought. So out of the 12 records that I bought myself, this is like how many are per artist. The most was Fred Again. I bought 5 of his records. And I bought 2 Five Sauce records, 2 Ariana Grande records, and then 1 record from Zed, 1 from Dua Lipa, and 1 from Spinnin Records, which is a record label. Fred Again wins first place. 42% of the records I bought this year were by Fred Again. I added a ton of Fred Again's discography to my collection. Here is a breakdown of the records I bought per month. So I didn't buy my first record this year until April. Nothing in May, 1 record in June, nothing in July. August, I bought 4 records. I think most of them were pre-orders. Nothing in September, and then in October, I bought 5 records, which is the most. In November, I bought 1, and last month, December, I bought 0. I don't even really remember what I was doing in October, but I know I had a lot of pre-orders from October. We can also look at how much I spent per month. I don't ever like to go back and look at actually how much I spent, but I did it anyways for this video. You're welcome. April was $68. June was $43, August and October. It's crazy how the totals came out. I spent like almost an equal amount in those months. So August was 107, October was 108, and November was 38. It's not too bad considering a lot of months I didn't buy any records. This is me trying to justify my vinyl spending. So you're probably wondering now, if I add that up, how much money did I spend on vinyl this year? The grand total amount of money I spent on vinyl records this year is $364.60. $2.60. Honestly, it's not too bad. I thought it was going to be a little bit worse than that, so I'm glad it wasn't super high. It's definitely what I can afford. It's within my budget. Some records were definitely a little bit pricey. I did get some good deals throughout the year to make up for it. As you saw, I went a few months without even buying any records. The record I spent the least on this year was Radical Optimism by Dua Lipa. I paid $9.10 for this album because it was on clearance at Target. Considering I don't really like most of the album, I figured it would be a good deal. The record I spent the most on is USB by Fred Again. This was a pre-order, but I ended up paying $67.87 for it. The only way at the time I could get it was on his merch store. I wasn't sure if it was going to sell out, so even though it cost me like $70, I just bought it. It makes me kind of mad now though, because I've seen it now on Amazon and Target. I've seen it online now for like $30, so the price did go down significantly, which I'm so upset. Like, if I just waited a couple months, I could have paid way less for it. I mean, I didn't really have any way of knowing that would happen in the moment when this came out. I kind of overpaid for this. I kind of fell for it. I fell for the hype. I fell for it. Fred Again scammed me and I fell for it. And this little bit of information I thought was kind of fun if you want to see a breakdown of the sizes of the records I bought. So 22 records I got last year were LPs and only 2 of them were 7-inch singles. The next prompt is my most spun record this year. I honestly don't know exactly what it is, but I'm going to guess USB by Fred Again, Quest for Fire by Skrillex, and So Far So Good by the Chainsmokers. Speaking of which, I did do an interview with Top 5 Vinyl. If you want to see in depth why I love these albums, go check out that interview I did. I'll leave a link to that interview in the description. My biggest ISO, the record that I have been looking for the most this year, well, last year, 2024, the one that I actually got, it's the 5 Seconds of Summer self-titled debut album. They did a special 10-year anniversary release, so it is a repress, it is a reissue, but I have been searching for years to get this album on vinyl, and once they repressed it for the anniversary, I bought it instantly. Now finally have all of 5 Seconds of Summer's studio albums on vinyl. I'm glad I can finally have this album on vinyl. However, my favorite pressing of 2024 has to be USB by Fred Again. It's not necessarily my best or favorite purchase, considering I spent like $70 on it, but I was definitely super excited for this one. I love this pressing so much. It's a special like gatefold. The jacket itself is really special. It's a matte finish, but the USB, I think it like kind of is like glow in the dark. It's a different kind of high quality reflective surface. Like there's something special about it. I forget the name, but it's really cool and it's a gatefold too. I love the artwork on the inside and the text and the waveforms and all the information. I think it's a really great pressing considering how much I paid for it. I'm really glad it is a special jacket and it's a double LP as well. This was my favorite pressing. I love this album. Banger after banger, no skips. It's a club album. It's dance music, which is my favorite genres, even though I hate how much I spent on it. Everything I talked about in the video, I want to know what it was like for you guys last year collecting records. In the comments, you guys can follow along with me and answer the same questions that I did. Let me know how many records you got. Let me know how much you spent. If you're okay with sharing that, what were your favorite pressings? Next week, I'm going to be posting my vinyl record collection update for 2025. Stay tuned for that video. Subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. It's one of my favorite videos to do every year. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!